Welcome to the Unapologetic Man Podcast, the only podcast that's all about self-improvement, confidence, success, women, and being a man without making any apologies for it.
What is up, gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in to yet another groundbreaking episode of the UMP. I really do appreciate you. Today, we are going to talk about how to really get what you desire. There's something a lot of you guys are doing that you probably don't know you're doing that's actually pushing away what your desires are. So I'm really excited to talk to you about this. This was a huge epiphany for me in my own series of self-development over the years, and discovering this really 10x'd my results. So I'm going to share that with you boys today. Before I jump into the content, got another testimonial. In fact, I'm looking at my desktop right now. I got freaking 6 screenshots of testimonials I've gotten over the last 4 days. So I just got to read them to you, man, because I'm so pumped up about my 3-month coaching program. I believe in it so wholeheartedly that I just want to share with you guys the success that my dudes keep getting over and over and over again. And this is from my boy, Ian. Ian, what is up, man? Definitely an absolute champion coming into my program and just fucking crushing it. Here's what he has to say. I have to send a huge thank you to CoachMarkSing for his help and guidance. Towards the end of his program, I had 10x'd my results with women. I have at least 2 to 3 dates per week while getting laid consistently, and my confidence is absolutely through the roof. This program was a game changer for me because I improved my inner beliefs and my confidence with women, and not only that, but also in life. I highly recommend this program to any guy who wants to get real change in his life. Well, Ian, thank you so much for that, brother. You were an absolute pleasure to work with. And guys, if you want to meet with me on a free one-on-one breakthrough session to discuss the possibility of you too 10x'ing your results, just like Ian did, hit me up on my website. Go to CoachMarkSing.com. Click on coaching. You'll find that you can submit an application. It takes about a minute to fill it out. Once I get that, I'm going to reply to you personally, and we'll see if working together makes sense. And on that breakthrough session, we're going to talk about your issues, your belief systems, those things that you may not even know are holding you back. And I'll tell you what, each time I get on a call with these dudes, I always say at least half a dozen things that kind of gives them a big aha moment. They're like, bro, I never even realized that. Kind of telling you why you've had so much struggle with women and how we can get you to the top of the mountain in the quickest, least painful way possible to achieve your goals with women. Once again, go to CoachMarkSing.com, click on coaching. You can also click the link in the description immediately below, and that will take you right to it. All right, boys. So here's the problem with a lot of you guys when it comes to what you desire. You have a belief that what you desire cannot be attained, so you don't really love what you desire, but in fact, you hate it, and thus you inadvertently push it away from yourself. So let's use the most obvious example here, and that, of course, is women, right? So we all desire women. We absolutely love women, but we're getting mixed messages when it comes to women. And I'll dare say, even some of the messages from me are mixed messages, because I tell you to drop a girl at a moment's notice, to not really give a shit, to be outcome independent, to not really need women. Well, a lot of that is misinterpreted where, yes, we don't want to need women. We don't want to have that needy vibe about us. But in fact, we turn that into a vibe where we don't allow ourselves to love women. We don't allow ourselves to love the desire of women, but instead we have shame around women. A lot of you guys have shame around sex, for example. We think that approaching them, we're actually bothering them. We think that wanting a woman is embarrassing, and approaching a woman is basically telling the world that we're sexual and we want to get our penis into this girl, and this is how we think, and everybody else is watching us, and it's shameful, and we shouldn't do it, and we should be ashamed of ourselves. So what we're doing is we're inadvertently attacking our own desire for women and saying that on some level it's wrong. Well, if you attack a desire, then the universe is going to attract to you that which you're thinking, which is your desire is wrong. Therefore, I'm not going to give you what you desire. So the key here, gentlemen, is very simple. Love what you desire. Now, this is a radical belief system. This is a radical teaching because most times You have shame around what you desire, such as desiring more money. No, money is the root of all evil. Money is filthy lucre. We even call people filthy rich. Just look at that word. Because we don't want to desire money on some level because we think it's wrong, but on another level, we do desire money. So what are you doing? You're sending mixed messages to the universe, like you're some college girl who can't figure out what she wants and she's sending you mixed messages over text. You're doing the exact same thing to the universe. And let me tell you this, the universe is nothing but a big mail order catalog. You tell it what you want, you tell it what you desire, and it says, okay, here you go, and it gives it to you. But again, we have conflict because we're not loving what we desire. We see wrongness with what we desire, partially because we don't see how it can happen. You want to be a multimillionaire. Don't lie to me, bro. I know that's what you want. You also want to get a solid 10. You want to have success, happiness, and peace, but you can't see how it will manifest. So you question and even resist your own desire to get what you want. You don't love it, but in fact, you actually hate it because it's caused you a lot of frustration. It's caused you a lot of disappointment. So we start hating what we desire, and thus we push that very thing away from ourselves. So the way to do it is to want but not need, as I always talk about in this podcast. So let's explore this again when it comes to women, because that's why the majority of you guys listen. When you want a woman, when you acknowledge your desire and actually love the desire inside yourself and say, you know what? It's okay that I want women. I'm a man. I have a penis. My entire job here is to procreate. So I make no apologies whatsoever for desiring women. In fact, I love women. I love the femininity and I want to want them. I want to be with them. I want to love them and feel the abundance of all the amazing women in my life. And when you do that, you actually draw them towards you instead of resisting it on some level and feeling ashamed about desiring women. Why do you feel ashamed? Is that your belief systems or is it somebody else's belief systems? For a lot of you guys, you come from religious backgrounds where they teach you to be ashamed for your sexuality, teach you to feel guilty after you masturbate or have sex with a beautiful woman, or look at a woman's ass and think about how awesome it would be to have that ass in your bed and you feel, no, this is bad, and thus you push it away from yourself. So the key again is to begin loving what you desire, even if yes, it's sex. Even if, yes, it's lots of women coming into your life, even if it's money, and you know what? Even if it's power. Now, when I say that, I know a lot of people will disagree with it and say, man, I shouldn't love power because power comes from greed. Power comes from wanting to do others wrong. Really? Does it really come from wanting to do others wrong? I want a lot of power. I want this podcast to grow as much as possible, and I want to have the power to persuade you guys to be better men. My love of power comes from the love of you, comes from the love of humanity as a whole. And I want to better this world. So I want tons of power. I want more downloads. I want more listeners. I want to become famous. I want to become known, not for my own egoic needs, but to help. So is my love of power something to be ashamed of? Fuck no. If it comes from a good, benevolent place, which I know a lot of you guys are good fucking dudes. You probably wouldn't be listening to this episode unless you were, or at the very least, you would have clicked out by now. Because you're a good dude, love what you desire, but always make sure that it's for the benefit of humanity and that it creates peace rather than suffering. And that's what I always run all my decisions through. The simple question of, is this right or wrong, simply needs to be run through that question. If it creates peace, love, and happiness for both myself and other people, then it's right, quote unquote. Although really, in the ultimate reality, there is no right or wrong, completely different podcast. But if it creates suffering, both for myself and for others, then it's wrong. So you can love what you desire. You can honor it. You can cherish it, and you can feel good about it if indeed it means that it's going to create peace and a better life for both you and other people. Now, some of you guys may be asking, well, when it comes to women, if I just want to go meet a ton of women and have a bunch of sex and explore them and really figure out who I want and what I want, and then from that abundance, pick my queen, isn't that morally questionable? No, it's not, because as long as you do it with honesty, not promise these girls anything, but instead give them a great experience, try to leave them better from having met you, which was always my objective, then how can we say that that's a bad thing? And how can we say that your desire to do that is something to be questioned? So I want you to love your desire of women and stop feeling ashamed of it. And brother, stop feeling ashamed of your sexuality. Here's a little piece of wisdom for you. Every single person out there masturbates or has at least masturbated once, unless they're an extremely rare case. Like I'm talking ridiculously rare. So stop feeling guilty about your sexuality. Masturbation is okay. Sex is okay. Wanting women is okay. Now I'm speaking of this outside the scope of whatever religious beliefs you have, but that's what I believe. And if you want to take that on, I encourage you to do so because I simply don't believe that being sexual is something to be ashamed about. Now, of course, you have to filter it through you, man. Like I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but ultimately sexuality is what you were given by God, your creator, if you will. So how could it be wrong? I just don't get that. And I just don't buy into that philosophy. So do what you want, man. Make your decision. But when it comes to desiring women, that is a major hurdle that most guys have to get through. And you have to make the decision. Is my desire to be sexually attracted to a woman and want to enter her something to be ashamed of? If it is, I'll tell you what, you are going to continue pushing women away from yourself. You're also going to continue pushing women away from yourself if you feel that approaching them is bothering them. If you feel that telling them you're attracted to them is somehow creepy or wrong. If you feel like you're inconveniencing them by talking to them for several minutes. Here's how I think, and you can adopt this right now if you want to. I am an extremely valuable person. I have tons of good energy. I have tons of wisdom. I have tons of good intent to make other people better. So when I approach a woman, I think to myself, she is lucky she's about to speak to me. And I have no conflict with my desire to get her phone number, date her, and if she makes the cut and I make the cut in her eyes, have sex with her. Why would I feel shameful about that? Why do so many of us resist our desire to pair bond with a woman? That was put in you when you were born, and that's literally your purpose here, brother. Your purpose here is to procreate and continue the species. Wouldn't you agree? That's the point of all life. Everything from lions to crickets to ants want to procreate to continue the lineage. And that was put in you for a reason. That's why you have that desire. So stop fighting it. Instead, love the desire. Love women. Love your sexuality. Love the dating scene even. Yes, even love the dating apps if you can get yourself to that point, because I know there's a lot of bullshit on it. But every single bit of resistance you have towards anything that you quote unquote desire is going to push it away from you. So the point is to see the good in it and go into it with a benevolent heart and try to actually make it better by bringing value to it, by being a giver rather than a taker. And there are so many takers in this world. You would be fucking amazed if you saw my inbox, the amount of guys trying to take advice from me, trying to take programs from me, trying to take. It's the wrong philosophy. Here's something I want you to ask yourself. So are you okay for somebody to lose in order for you to benefit? If you are, I have to question your level of consciousness because that shows me, and more importantly yourself, that you're still in a taker mentality. Let's get into a place where we want to benefit everybody, including ourselves. When you get into that mentality, your life will flourish in ways that will absolutely amaze you. So yes, love your desire for women. Love your desire for power. Love your desire for money. Love your desire for freedom, which is all we really want. I know what you want, man, because it's the same thing I want. You want to do what you want, when you want, with who you want. And it's okay to desire that. Stop pushing it away from yourself because you can't see how it will manifest. When you allow yourself to want that, you're able to let go of the neediness around it, which is really interesting. Because when we resist what we desire, we actually become needy for it, don't we? And when you become needy for something, such as a woman, what happens? You push her away. But when you have an abundance mindset that there's plenty of girls out there, there's plenty of money, there's enough love, there's enough joy, there's enough peace in this world. When you believe that, you actually attract it to yourself and you don't have that neediness around it. So really on the deepest level, the ability to love what you desire means that you're able to take it or let it go. You're not dependent on outcome. And I know this is a really philosophical, deep episode that's probably leaving a lot of you guys like, what the fuck is this dude talking about? But really consider that for a second, brother. When you allow yourself to love what you desire, you no longer need what you desire, but yes, you want it. And you want it in a healthy way where you want to be benevolent about it. You want to help that which you desire. You want to ameliorate it, which means make it better, such as women. The way I look at women is as beautiful, elegant, feminine, gorgeous creatures. And every time I see a beautiful one, I'm just like, dude, thank you. And all I want to do is make her life better. And even if that means going on a date with me where I tell her this very philosophy or any number of the myriad of different philosophies that both me and you know about to make her life better, then if I don't choose to make her my girlfriend, and if we have sex a couple times and she really enjoyed it and then I choose to move on from her, I still made her life better. And that's the philosophy I always enter into every interaction with, including with you, by the way. Especially because you're a listener of my podcast, I'm going to treat you right, brother, and I'm going to give you more than what I ask for in return, which is why it boggles my mind that more of you guys aren't applying to come work with me in my 3-month coaching program. All I want to do is just give you the success, just as I did with Ian, is I gave him this unprecedented success. The dude told me it was the best money he ever invested in his life because I am a giver. And I desire for you to come into my program and listen, I make no apologies for it. I want you, brother. I don't need you, but I want you. And I'm very okay to desire more clients like yourself. And that's the philosophy. So going out to the 10,000 foot level, here's the lesson of today. Stop resisting what you desire. Love it, accept it, and allow yourself to desire that thing. But don't desire it from a place of neediness, like somehow achieving it will make you complete, or somehow achieving it will finally give you the success you want in life, because that's an illusion. Instead, desire it from a place of, that would be fun. I choose to have that experience. That's the correct way to desire something, and stop resisting it. Stop resisting any notion inside yourself. Get that foot off the brake and put both feet on the gas. That's how you achieve what you want in life. Gentlemen, I hope this has reached you on some level. Even if just one thing I said got through to you and gave you a little aha moment, then my time here with you was worthwhile. I do appreciate you listening. I know you could be doing a myriad of different things with your time right now, but you chose to spend this 20 minutes with me. And brother, I sincerely appreciate you. I'd love to meet you. If you want to sign up with me for a free one-on-one breakthrough session, I'm going to give you more than I ask for in return. And perhaps you'll come into the interaction with the same intention. When you do that, when you have two people who come into an interaction trying to give more than what they take, that's where the magic happens. So don't resist what you desire, brother. Love it, and you will experience it. It's one of the biggest secrets of life. I drop podcasts on Mondays and Thursdays, gentlemen, so please stay tuned for the next one, and I will see you in the next episode.